The Local Show, sponsored by Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, on News Radio 570 WSYR, on 106.9 FM, and live everywhere on the iHeartRadio app. The Local Show features in-depth conversation with business owners, employees, and influential business leaders throughout Central New York, exploring their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in our growing community. The Local Show is produced locally by Zoe Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
You found The Local Show with Tom and Steve, mostly Steve. So let's get right to it, Steve.
Tell them let's say
what you do.
We're talking about you're talking about your big bird passion when you were going to
my
the
father,
ice-capade. Were they on ice or on stage? Or
that was ice-capades. Yeah, no, they were skating.
Okay, so Big Bird on ice had to be really tall.
Yes, he was very, very tall.
Okay. So
over there at the War Memorial.
I saw that.
Yeah. I think I may have told you this several years ago, but you remember the Telluck chicken?
Yeah, sort of.
So so the Telluck, when they did their fundraiser every year, they had the Telluck chicken thing. So at the time I was in college, we were doing the OCC radio television thing, same thing you did a little after I did.
Yep.
And I remember it was Kathy Hawkins, one of those who said, anybody looking for work? Now, I already had 3 jobs, so of course I said yes. Okay. They were at the time was like $6 an hour, and you wore the costume and could just do whatever you want and wandered around the set.
I see.
So imagine me in a costume walking around. It was a blast.
And awesome. So you were the chicken.
I was the chicken. You go there and you got the lights and it was hot and all those things, but it was, and they always got catered. They always brought food in. There was always amazing food. So you're a young guy talking to the cute girls, so it was a lot of fun.
Girls are always attracted to chicken costumes. I remember that.
To the mascots.
And you could do whatever you wanted. They basically just, if the camera was on, you could clown around. So it was perfect.
It was perfect for you.
So 40 years ago.
Not much has changed.
No, the outfits have changed.
You look the same without the
a little less hair and a few more pounds, but
no feathers. No feathers.
It's true. It's true.
Well, Dr. Marc Pietropaoli is with us on The Local Show here. He's the owner of Victory in Motion. It's the home of knee repair, not knee replacement. How are you, Doctor?
I'm doing great, Tom. Thanks, Steve.
Unlike me, who for some reason is afraid to fly and all that stuff, you have been flying all over the place and doing talks. And have you ever done a TED Talk?
I have not, but that is on the quote-unquote bucket list.
What is a TED Talk, by the way? Even though I've seen them on YouTube, I don't know exactly what a TED Talk is and why it's so popular and why there's so many people connected to it.
I'm not, frankly, I'm not a 1,000% sure expert at it either. But it's basically an expert talking. You have a certain amount of time. You can't have a script or anything like that.
Oh, really?
You're on, like they put you on this, I think, red dot on the stage.
Yeah.
And you speak, and you have X amount of time. And again, you speak about something passionate. I think they have to obviously approve what you're gonna talk about. But I think knee repair, not knee replacement, is going to be a great thing when we do it, and we will do it. Yeah,
okay.
It'll get done.
Do you have to get on a list? Like, who do you go to? Who runs the TED Talks?
Who's Ted?
Yeah,
is it an actor?
I don't know.
You're a doctor. You should know these things.
Look it up on.
I'll have to look it up.
Just like anything else, I would look that up on ChatGPT to find out a little more information. But there are people that I know who've done it and who say I should do it.
Yeah,
and I could easily talk to them about how it's done. But it'll get done at some point.
What did you go to Chicago for?
Yeah, I was just in Chicago for a MLS laser users conference. So basically, it's the laser that we use. It's a class 4 laser, the highest class of laser. And laser, believe it or not, can help us heal. So I was always a Star Trek fan, and Bones McCoy had that tricorder where he could diagnose you, which we can do with ultrasound without having to cut into you or anything like that. And then he could also treat you without having to cut or any invasiveness. And yes, I'm a surgeon, but I try to go as minimally invasive or non-surgical every time if I can. So I have an ultrasound, have a laser, so I kind of have a tricorder. But the laser, there's certain laser wavelengths, I won't bore you with that actually stimulate our own body. So they stimulate the mitochondria, which, do you guys remember what the mitochondria is?
It's the powerhouse of the cell, doctor. Everybody knows that.
Everybody knows that. And everybody does know that. The U.S. education system does a great job of educating people on what the mitochondria is.
Other than that,
right. So it stimulates the mitochondria. So basically, it makes your cells work better. And it actually, their studies have shown that it can make older cells behave like younger cells.
Interesting.
So it kind of makes you younger, believe it or not, or your cells younger and work better. So it stimulates the mitochondria, increases blood flow, so that helps with healing, decreases swelling and inflammation, and we know inflammation's terrible for our bodies. Arthritis is inflammation of your joint, and tendinitis is inflammation of a tendon, bursitis is inflammation of a bursa, so it helps with all those conditions. And then it directly relieves pain. Not only does it help decrease inflammation, which causes pain, but it actually directly inhibits the painful nerve fibers that cause pain. So we found, and actually one of my good friends, who actually I turned on to laser, Dr. Scott Sigmund, has spoken on TED Talks, and he has a company called Ortho Laser. So he's taken it to the next level. He's been America's #1 opioid against opioid surgeon for a long time. So he's been able to cut, and I've been able to cut the amount of opioids or pain medications by 90-95% by using laser. So I was at a conference speaking to other providers who use laser. I've had it for 8 years, and so I guess I'm not going to toot my own home, but I am an expert on it. I'm an expert. And so they had experts come speak to other users so that we could help them and then collaborate so we can treat patients better. And I lectured, but I also learned a ton, which is always great. You learn a ton from other people who are experts, but you also learn a ton from the people who are out there in the trenches.
Are there side effects from the laser, like bad side effects?
Tremendous. No known side effects. No needles, no shots, no known side effects. Very, very safe. Cleared by the FDA since 2005. So it's pretty amazing. And the safest laser possible is this MLS laser, because it has a patented way that it, what it will do is, there's a patented way. It's made by a company in Italy, and they patent it so that the two wavelengths are presented in a way that will not burn somebody, because lasers can be very powerful, and class 4 laser is the most powerful laser, and it'll work, but traditionally you had to move it around because it can burn somebody. Well, Asa Laser, which is in Italy, came up with a way to patent it so that it does not burn people. So it's the safest laser out there, and I stress that. That's why I chose that laser.
So it burns like the skin on the outside?
It can burn
is
the
that
skin
what
on
we're
the
talking
outside
about?
if you're not careful. The one we use will never burn the skin. It's patented to not burn the skin, but still be the strongest
How do you use
laser.
it? Like somebody who would be a candidate for that?
Anybody and everybody. It's amazing what laser can do. I don't even use it on through the skull for migraines and ringing in the ears, but all these amazing uses, GI uses, but for people who have Crohn's disease, anything that has inflammation, anything that causes pain, anything where your cells are kind of wearing down and not healing. So for me, it's like tennis elbow, for instance, or arthritis. So tennis elbow, the tendon around your elbow is not healing. The healing process stopped.
Okay.
So by using laser, we can increase blood flow, we can decrease inflammation, and we can restart the healing process. For arthritis, you might have a lot of swelling in your knee, you can't walk, it's swollen, it's stiff. Well, getting the inflammation and the swelling out of there helps your knee, and then also getting new blood flow in there helps loosen it up and help it heal. And then stimulating your mitochondria makes your cells work like you're younger.
Can you see that on a scan, or you just feel it?
It's amazing. You can't feel a thing with this laser, but it's working. And it usually takes, it's cumulative. It takes, it's like taking an antibiotic. You take that antibiotic for a couple weeks, and sometimes you don't notice anything right away, and you're not like, oh, I'm going to quit, I'm not going to take it. You got to take it for the whole course. And then it starts kicking in. So the same thing with the laser. It may be 2 or 3 or 4 visits till you start noticing it, although the lasers are getting more powerful where you can notice a difference.
But unlike antibiotics, you don't get diarrhea from it, right?
No, but the point is, when you feel better on your antibiotic 7 days in, but you're supposed to take it for 14 days, you got to finish the full 14 days.
All right, let's chat some more. Dr. Pietropaoli from Victory in Motion, home of knee repair, not knee replacement, after the break.